good time zone. And a happy birthday to all of those around the world. The day has come. I Portatori de Velluti. The sequel to Il Siracusano. With plenty of cool characters. I think. They look cool. I don't know if they are cool, but they look cool. At the very least. And really, maybe that's all that matters at the end of the day. You know? Maybe that's all that matters. I don't actually know what the new characters do, as is the current trend. I used to pay attention to that, or at least remember it, but now, for whatever reason, I don't know. It hasn't happened. New modules as well. Ritualists got some new modules. Don't know if those are like super powerful or whatever. We'll have to take a look at that. Osmantis got a specialized module. Is that an integrated strategies, I'm guessing? Yes. Yes, it is. Integrated strategies module. They say they're good. I'm still unsure if Calcit's is good. Maybe I just am bad at the game, but Rosmontis's new trait in integrated strategies, attacks deal an additional 100% attack as arts damage. So no more just aftershock arts damage. And then her one talent gets improved when deployed, gain 8% attack to this unit. And a random deployed caster in integrated strategies, Osmantis, is affected by collectible bonuses for casters. And when a caster or sniper operator is deployed, summon one tactical equipment within their attack range. Wow, okay, this module is actually really cool. That's crazy. So Rosmontis gets caster collectibles, and then also anytime you summon a caster or operator, her tactical equipment, which is like a free like summon, pretty much a little block guy, gets deployed. That's really cool. Which, when upgraded to level 3, the tactical equipment will debuff enemies, reducing their defense and resistance. That's crazy. Now that is a cool module. Maybe they should give her something like that outside of integrated strategies. She'd be a cooler character then. But maybe I'll use her for integrated strategies. Got her and then never decided to ever use her. That's a pretty cool module. Angelina also got a special module. which will, in integrated strategies, all enemies have -1 weight. And then her trait, her talent, accelerator field is improved. All allies gain 7 ASPD. In integrated strategies, enemies on the field that are being shifted or levitated will take arts damage equal to 40% of Angelina's attack every 0.5 seconds, which can be upgraded to 60%, and the additional effect of when Angelina activates her skill, attacks will levitate the target for 3 seconds, and when she attacks a levitated target, the levitation duration is refreshed. This is also pretty cool. Way cooler than Calcid, which was just like your monster has like some extra stats. These are really cool additional mechanics. Very cool. Okay, those are really cool. Might be worth using Angelina again. I did used to use Angelina for a while. Back in the day. Back in like year 1 or 2. And then the Ritualist ones. So for Virtuosa, new trait increases elemental injury inflicted on elite and leader characters, or enemies rather, by 18%. So that's the charge up for like before elemental damage is triggered, you have to fill up the circle, right? That's the circle. So increases the speed effectively that elemental damage will trigger on elite and leader enemies, whom I believe usually have a higher pool for that to trigger on, so that is good. And then her mental inversion trait, or talent, is improved. Enemies within attack range take 28% more necrosis damage and inflict 3% elemental fragility while under the burst effect of necrosis damage. And that can be upgraded to 33% and 5% respectively. So elemental fragility amplifies the amount of damage taken. So takes 33% more necrosis damage. And then also has 5% amplification on that damage while under the effect of necrosis damage. I'm not exactly sure. The elemental... I remember when they first came out and I was like, the terminology is a little confusing, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's more damage. More damage, bigger numbers. We love big numbers. Purity does a lot. No one's really resistant to elemental damage. It's pretty much just true damage. So like more damage is more damage. That's really good. The faster build up for leaders is also nice. Good time zone, Luigi. Does everyone do the same thing? No. Well, yes, but they all get the new trait, elemental injury on elite and leaders. But like bobbing has it so that his talent and focused guidance improves to do more burn damage on the first attack enemy. Will just get more burn damage. And Velokvin's reclusive one improves, which is she has an attack buff and a speed buff, 11% and +6, and then also has an increased slow effect when attacking enemies under necrosis, 1.2 seconds at maximum, which is actually entirely new. Her reclusive one usually is just a buff, so now Velokvin slows people. Which, it's not bad. Yeah, so Virtuosa's mental aversion, comparing it. So the base one is just enemies within attack range take 20% more necrosis. So it's now 33%. And then also 5% elemental fragility, which is... more damage. I'm not sure why it's technically different from the 33%, but whatever. Elemental fragility only increases elemental damage taken, does not stack with fragile, so actually the only person who does normally do elemental fragility is Bonor 0, I guess. But now Arturia does it as well. Fair enough. We'll look at the new characters in a second. I don't know what they all do. But before we switch on over, Arknights released as part of this event a new lore video. All about the Beast Lords. It's pretty cool. It's not anything like huge. It's not revelatory. That's the right word. Revelationary, whatever the word is. But it does clarify. It does set out in a very straightforward manner exactly what Beast Lords are, what's going on with them, how they relate to humans. It confirms pretty much the working theory, so nothing crazy, but it is nice to have it in a nice, concise manner. And it also does clarify one big question that I was having, that I was speculating on. I wasn't fully on board with the theory, but it was part of the speculation, and that was the relationship between Beast Lords and humans, because we have certain elder races that are pretty much like the Beast Lords. The Oslin are lions. There's the Beast Lord lion, right? There's the Knights Mora and the Pegasi. There's the presumably Knights Mora Beast Lord. We've not actually seen them, but presumably they were a thing. And then we have, you know, Peros having adverse reactions to hounds, and hounds were created by a dog Beast Lord. So there's a connection between the two. And what that connection is as part of my theory crafting was that maybe humans in some way stem from beast lords in a sort of hierarchy of creation. This is a big thing, you know, we're trying to figure out like why humans have animal parts. But no, they are not hierarchical, they are parallel. But bam. Also, we get an official voice for both the Emperor and Dolly in this video. So, Beast Lords are actually pretty much the same thing as Revenants, which I think is really cool. Oranginium came down to the planet and it killed some animals. And those animals became ghosts, just like T-Kaz were killed and became ghosts. The animals that survived and didn't become ghosts would eventually evolve into humans because of Oranginium, as we had started to get information on from like the Babel event and everything recently. So Beast Lords didn't create humans or anything. They're both just two effects of Oranginium's interaction on the environment on animals. Some died and became Beast Lords. Some evolved and became humans. The T-Kaz, some died and became Revenants. Some evolved into the Sargaz. And that's very nice because you can look at Arknights, the Arknights world, and you can see all these different things and kind of think that they're all just kind of their own systems. But as we've learned over time, that they are actually all the same system, which is good for cohesiveness. Beast Lords, Revenants. The Seaborn are a Farenmut, right? It's all connected. So yeah. A bunch of animals were killed when Oranginium arrived, which in this case they depicted as a like asteroid. I don't know if that's literal or not. But they died and became ghosts. A weird part of this is that apparently some of those ghosts then decided to combine, and apparently that's how Dolly came about. Like, Dolly wasn't a specific ghost, Dolly's a combination of ghosts. Which is interesting. Not all of them did that though, I guess, but some of them did. The doctor just dropped it on the planet. Maybe they did. And then interestingly enough, because they're ghosts, they don't have a physical form. So the way they interact with humans is twofold. One, they create their little minions, like Dolly's sheep, or just the other lions that you see around, or the cats that hang out with Moose. And I think Hayes also has cats. So these little minions, that's one way they interact with people. And two, because they're ghosts, they actually can take any form they want. The Emperor looks like a penguin because he decided to. He doesn't have to. That's just his physical manifestation that he's conjured for people to interact with him. But he could just become a ghost, I guess. More like Dolly or more like Zorro. But that's pretty much it, yeah. So they're spirits killed by Oranginium, just pretty much like the TCAS revenants. And then they just decide to go do their own things, right? The Emperor decided to be a musician. Pretty cool. Pretty nice to have that all cleared out. They didn't give us any like new Beast Lords in the video. They just gave us Dolly Emperor and the Wolves. Actually, that's not true. They did show us this. They did show us, like, what did the different Beast Lords do? Some became idols for people to worship. Amun Tool. Some went to go enjoy the city life. That's the cat Beast Lord. We've never seen, but we've heard hints about. Also, maybe Phantom's cat is also related to that? I don't know. Some decided to help humanity in history. And there's, of course, the lion. Some became part of human society. Duck Lord, our favorite. And then the wolves decided to fight in a forever battle royale. Sounds fun. Which, of course, is tied in directly with the Seracusa events that we're here for. Because that's exactly what Zorro was engaged in Il Seracusano, and I assume we'll see more of in this one. I am launching the game. I did forget to download the update, mainly because there wasn't a server restart, so I think it's mostly downloaded from the previous update. So it should go pretty fast. Oh, it's the... Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Whoop. It's the trailer. I mean, we'll put it up while it's loading.
Did you miss me, Siracusa?
But you can watch this on YouTube too.
Come down with me.
Or it crashes while it's downloading. That's cool. I'm very curious about, I don't know what her name is, but Suzerain's mom, because in that trailer, she's like killing a bunch of people. I mean, I know she is part of the mafia. She seems pretty hardcore. Have produced like a cinnamon roll of a daughter when she's like that.
Did you miss me, Siracusa?
Well, we're definitely not gonna catch up now.
Come, come down with me.
Arknights.
This one was, I went back, you know, to refresh myself on what happened in the last one. It's been a long time between this one and Il Cusano.
Have you been doing well lately, Doctor?
Amazing Carnival. Another login with a cool Cicero skin. Casual wear. Ah, ticket pull 800. It's that easy. That easy. Yes, new module. Might get it. Angelina module does actually seem kind of pretty cool, actually. What is hers? Oh, she's got a record. She's got a paradox simulation. Okay. Any new skins? I don't actually know what's good about skins. All these packs. Oh my goodness, what are with all these packs? We've got an Arturius skin, but I like her normal outfit better. We've got a Federico skin, which is pretty nice. But I don't have him. We've got another Texas skin, but I do think I like her dragon slaying one better. Also, she's got a little penguin guy who just flew away. Actually, looking at this kind of looks like it's a Bologna family outfit. It's got this. She's got like the same cloak that the head of the Bologna Bernardo was wearing. A little warmy outfit, which is cute. And then some rerun. Fair enough. Oh snap, Contrail's here. And Philae. I didn't realize Philae was out with this. I also didn't realize she was a shop character. She's a elemental defender. Yeah, I'll buy them. I actually do kind of want to mess around with Contrail.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Operator Contrail. Nice to meet you. You remember seeing a photo of me flying with a foul beast flock in the news? I'm glad you remember me.
Why do you sound so nervous?
I come from Sargon to travel across the land, training along the way. Is it the river of life that brought us together here? Human Resources tells me you're the most knowledgeable one on this ship. May I learn from you?
Contrail hasn't shown up, but Philae did show up in the Pepe events. I always get Primal Protector, that's what they're called. So they can inflict elemental... Oh, they inflict elemental injury. Okay, interesting. I always think that they are protective against elemental damage because they're a defender, but no, that's not what they do at all. Maybe they should have, though. I don't know. Clears all elemental damage, injury on self and gains a protective barrier that absorbs it, but like, okay, I guess she protects herself from it, but not other people. Max HP plus 30% when attacked deals 8% as arch damage to surrounding enemies on an additional 25% as necrosis damage. If elemental injuries received while the skill is active, attack increases. And she receives 5% less and recovers 1 SP when receiving necrosis damage. So she's more resistant to it herself, and she can dish it back out a bit. But she doesn't heal anyone else. And I don't know if the other guy does either. Vulpes Foia. And Lapland, the Decadenza. Really here for Lapland. Has a great outfit. So, controls a drone. She's a mecha cord caster. Deals arts damage. Her module. Drones deal more damage when it attacks the same enemy again. Actually, just rewords it. It's not actually different. They just reworded it. But it makes it look different. But the effect is actually the same. Alpha Wolf. Every 20 seconds on the field, drones gain one of the following effects in order. Max damage plus 10%. Disables enemies' special abilities for 2 seconds when dealing damage to them, and plus an additional drone. So she still has silence on her drones now. That's nice. If it actually ever does anything, but cool. It's actually not listed as silence, so maybe it's better than silence? I don't know. You'd think they'd be more consistent with their wording nowadays, but... And then when this unit is in a squad, all Sarakusa operators gain 5 initial SP. And that her module adds an additional 10 ASPD after first skill activation. Which isn't her module is not that impressive actually. Her trait is the same, it doesn't actually change. Actually, I guess it says base damage increased. I guess that changed. So I guess it does more base damage. How much more? I don't know. It doesn't tell you. Lament of the Apathetic. Passive drone effect +1. Active skill can switch between default state and the following state. Plus 35% attack. Releases drone to lock and attack non-mobile enemies across the entire battlefield, searching for a new target if the enemy moves or is defeated. Okay, that's not bad. That can be useful. Hurricane Chase, +3 drones. Attack range expands. Attack 120%. Releases drones to lock and attack random enemies. When drones attack, they have a 10% chance to inflict fear. When the drone's locked on target is defeated, they will search for a new one. When the skill ends, they return to the operator. So her drones don't seem to explode, unlike other people's. Final Catastrophe. Drone +2. She also gets a lot of drones with her. Attack +80%. Special drone that scatter across the entire battlefield and chase the closest enemy to them. Upon reaching the target, inflicts fear, blocks the target and attacks it. Enemies around the drone have a 50% movement speed reduction and take 120% attack as arch damage every second. That's pretty interesting. And it's also fun, like I picture it as like, yeah, you're being chased around by a bunch of wolves. So, after a minute on the field, she'll get a free extra drone. So, her max drone count can be 4 with skill 2. It's 3 with skill 1, and it's 3 with skill 3 as well. Actually, it's 4 with skill. So it's actually 5 with skill 2, I can count. Yeah, she seems kind of fun actually. It's a different take on the Mecha Cord. I guess it makes sense because I think her drones are just like Zaro, right? These are like Zaro wolf spirits, so they're not like actual drones. So the fact that they like hunt around the map and like come back to them and stuff is cool. And then she's a caster guard trainer. And each Sarakusa operator in the base increases it by +5 up to 7 operators. There's a lot of operators. Angelina, Lapland, Province, Vermeil, Broca, Shamare. Shamare Sarakusa? I had no idea. Suzerain, Chiav, Asta, Penance, Lunica, Vigil, Aroma, Vulpus Fuya, Figurino. I don't know who Figurino is. and Lapland. I had no idea Shamir was from Syracuse. I also don't remember who Aroma is. Oh, that's Arema. Okay. I'm surprised the Crown Slayer isn't on here, but I guess she doesn't count as Syracuse. And Texas Altar doesn't count either. Bet she's from Ursus. Yeah, I guess. I mean, she is, but she has ties to Syracuse, so I wasn't sure. But also, she's a hyena, so like, who knows where she's from? I'm pretty sure she's from Ursus, though. I think they changed Suzerain. I'm not sure. Because I know her father's from Higashi. I thought maybe she was also listed as Higashi. I'm not sure if they've changed that. But she's Syracuse now, at least. She wasn't already. Five initial SP on some of these characters definitely would help though, like Penance. So she's cool. So I don't know anything about Vulpes Foya either. So she is a pioneer. Is she better than Flametail? Will she replace Flametail? Blocks 2 enemies. Her module gives her plus 8% attack and defense while blocking enemies. Fox Hunt. After dealing damage to an enemy for the first time, Vulpes Foya deals an additional 30% attack as arts damage whenever she deals damage to this enemy for the next 10 seconds. That increases to 40% with her module. So does some arts damage, which is she like the only Vanguard, like Pioneer Vanguard who does arts damage? I'm not sure. I know Ines can do it. Don't know about anyone else. Accelerando. Natural DP regeneration rate plus 10% while on the field. That's huge. If Vulpes Foya does not take damage for 4 seconds, recovers 4% of max HP every second. Okay. So she's got a self-heal, and she just increases natural DP rate by 10%. That's crazy. Discreet Discipline. The next attack deals an additional 290 attack as arts damage and gains 1 DP and store 3 charges. That's a lot of damage. Democlean Interrogation. Amelie gains 7 DP, attacks 300% as arts damage, so she's a big arts damage person. Up to 6 surrounding enemies and slows them for 5 seconds. If an enemy is already slowed, she'll stun them for 5 seconds. That's pretty cool. Good synergy. 5 seconds is also a very long time. Good time zone Naz. La Volpa Nascosta. When the skill is activated, gains 9 DP immediately. Attack range +1. Attack 110%. ASPD gradually reduces from 108 plus 180 to +0. That's interesting. That's an interesting mechanic. That's not seen that before. So she gets a boost of 180 and then it reduces over time. Over the course of the 10 seconds, I would assume. Attacks all blocked enemies, and each attack can stun them for 0.2 seconds. If an enemy is defeated with this skill, the operator gains camouflage when the skill ends. The camouflage lasts until the next time the skill is activated. Wow, that's interesting too. Huh. She's a reception room. If she's with Suzerain, boost speed +30. Yeah, okay, she seems kind of cool actually.
Pleasure to meet you, Chief. I am Shaw of the Lungman Fire Department, reporting for duty.
Let's use our repulse. There is a 5-star guy. I assume that's Figurino because I don't recognize that name.
Reporting in. Are you the doctor?
I'm just a girl who cleans up war zones. If you need me for anything.
I am Shirayuki. Princess Fumizuki told me to assist Miss Chen and follow all your orders.
Hello! I've never been in such a big mobile facility before. I'm so excited.
Hola, Doctor. My name is Aria. Sorry. I mean Indigo. I used to be a lighthouse.
Gosh, Indigo, you talk so much.
Boss. No, I'm Jay. Officer Hashiguma said I'd be better off working.
Hello.
Ashiguma? Come on, Jay.
Archer from
It's
the
Hoshi.
Do you need an operator who excels?
Hi! I'm Cruz.
This is where I report in, right? Sorry I came without getting changed first. Oh, I don't need to do that. Thank goodness, I feel more comfortable in familiar clothes.
Hold on a second. I think the grass gym leader from Paldea was isekai'd into Arknights. Why does this guy look exactly like him? That's crazy. He's a specialist. He's got scissors. Is he a doll keeper?
Hello.
So I'm pulling for Lapland. I'll take Vulpes Fiol, whatever her name is. Foyera. I assume that's how it's pronounced.
I'm Meteor, the art.
But See who we get first. No one, apparently. We got really lucky with Vina, so you know.
Ally, I salute you in true Snow Realm fashion. My code name is Matterhorn, and I'm...
Hello, I'm Roberta. We meet again. Once I sign here, I'll be your personal stylist, right? Huh. My code name is Beagle. I know I didn't do very well on my assessment, but I'll still do my best at my intern. Hello, I'm Roberta. We meet again. Once I sign here, I'll be your personal stylist, right? Huh.
What's wrong? Your face is beet red. That's just how I say. Hola, Doctor. My name is Aria. Sorry. I mean Indigo. I used to be a lighthouse keeper.
Good day. Please call me...
Here we go.
Ah, Doctor, konnichiwa.
Screw you, Mizuki. Screw you. Get out of here. Why did the A gear always block me every time? It's always the A gear. It's always the A gear. Play Abyssal Hunters. No. Screw those guys. I hate those guys. How am I doing? Well, I'm not doing as good now. Alright. Is this, are they good? Two of them. I saw two 6-stars there.
Melenta. From now on, my blade is yours.
I think that's only happened one other time for me, and that was years ago.
I'm Earth Spirit, a geology scholar and caster reporting in. I work 8 hours each day. Make me work anymore?
Vermeil, Hunter. You won't regret giving me work.
This is where I report in, right? Sorry I came without getting changed first. Oh, I don't need to do that.
Hello, I'm Meteor, the archer from the woods. Do you need an operator who
Attention! I am Doberman, former military instructor for the Bolivarian Armed Forces. Now let's cut...
Pleasure to meet you, Chief. I am Shaw of the Lungman Fire Department, reporting for duty.
Quanto tempo? Oh no, did my weapon take your seat on the sofa? A pity I was here first. What happened on the carnival stage, you ask? Why so curious?
Easy. Love her outfit. So much. Very nice.
Quanto tempo?
Alright, I'll take 2.
Oh no, did my weapon take your seat on the sofa? A pity I was here first.
I'll take 2 Laplands. We shall hold there. Unless I try for... I really try for... the other girl. I did not prepare to upgrade a Vanguard. I don't know if I could, but I did prepare for a caster. Concrete Baby is upgraded completely. Or potential, rather. So yeah, is this guy... oh no, he's a merchant! Why didn't anyone tell me there was a new merchant? Attack range +1, attack plus 23%, unlimited duration. Of course, he's not a 6-star merchant, but... Talents, select your customers. Deals 10% damage when attacking enemies that are not blocked by this unit. Lock Stitch stops attacking, binds up to 3 enemies within range, deals 95% attack as physical damage to the bound enemies every second. When skill is active, gradually consumes 25 DP. That's a lot of DP. Why is that so much DP? That's not like that powerful of a skill. Why do you consume that much DP, dude? I sometimes wonder what's going on with the balance team over at Hypergriff. It's 95% attack as physical damage to 3 enemies for 8 seconds. And it consumes 25 DP to use the skill. That's crazy. Why? Maybe the M3 is really strong? I doubt it. But maybe the M3 reduces the cost, at least. Why does he look like he has like an onigiri in his pocket? Alright, well, upgrade Lapland, not Texas.
Ugh, what a bore.
Products received.
I refuse. I don't think Rhodes Island could throw a decent carnival, even if we put a mask on each and every one of you.
Okay, why is Lapland obsessed with carnivals now? You don't have to make that your whole personality, Lapland. She had too much fun and never wants to leave.
Ugh, what a bore.
I'll promote her tomorrow. We're probably not going to do a lot of fights today anyway. I want to get into it. Do you want to watch the cutscene for a 5th time? Here you go. What is that the level? Oh, that's the level. I thought this button over here was the level. Last time in Siracusa. This one was a long one, and so I really trimmed down on the summary to like really the crucial points. The Beast Lord Zaro called in a debt held by Texas. Zaro had saved Texas back during the Texas family purge by the other mafia families. The Texas family was from Colombia, with ties to the mafia families of Siracusa. But the mafia families of Siracusa never really liked them. They were considered like too different. But Texas was respected because she was considered a true Siracusan in her nature. Zaro wants Texas to help the Bologna family gain control over a new nomadic city that's soon to be inaugurated. The head of the Bologna is Bernardo, who is the Fang of Zaro. The Fangs are the chosen fighters of the wolf beast lords, the Signori de Lupi. Each one chooses a Fang. That is their fighter who fights for them in the never-ending battle royale to gain dominance over the other Signori de Lupi. So Bernardo was actually Zaro's Fang, but this technically meant that Zaro was breaking the rules because the game, as it's called by the Signori de Lupi, they're not allowed to involve non-Fang humans. But Zaro was using the entire Bologna family at his disposal. So he was technically cheating. By the time Texas arrives, the 3 mafia families in Volsini, the Bolognes, Saluzos, and the Rosati, are seemingly already at war with each other. There's been several attacks and assassination on some of their members, but an investigation led by Lavinia, or Penance, who's an anti-mafia judge, although technically works for the Bolognes. Her investigation reveals that all the attacks were not done by each family, but instead by detractors inside the Bologna family. There's a traitor, a man named Dimitri, and Dimitri's ultimate goal is to assassinate Signora Cecilia, the head of all the mafia families of Siracusa, the creator of the country's legal system. And to achieve this goal, he ends up allying himself with Lapland. Lapland mainly just wants to kill her father, Alberto Saluzzo, the head of the Saluzzo family. And she also wants to see Texas return to her past self, the true As things progress, it is revealed that Dimitri is not, in fact, a rogue agent. He's not a traitor to the Bologna. The whole plot is actually Zorro's plan and Bernardo's plan as his thing. He was acting on secret orders by Bernardo. Because Zorro doesn't just want to take over the new nomadic city, he wants to take over all of Siracusa. Which is way outside, of course, of the rules that the Signori dei Lupi are supposed to adhere to. And that's why, of course, Dimitri was planning to kill Signora Cecilia by causing chaos in the city, which would draw her attention. So the Bologna and the Saluzos, however, then end up forming a temporary alliance during this in order to crush the Rosati family. And Bernardo orders Texas to assassinate Giovanna Rosati, who just happens to actually be Texas's childhood friend. But if she completes the job, then she will be free of Zorro's debt. However, Giovanna manages to escape the assassination attempt. However, her own family turns on her in the process. There's a lot of sides turning on each other, allying together constantly during all of this. It's true pandemonium. And then comes along a man named Rubio. Rubio is a government minister and is supposed to be a puppet of the Bologna. But he's had enough of the mafia. During his inauguration ceremony, he reveals the Bologna plot to the entire city on radio, and then kills himself on radio, leaving his daughter in the hands of Lavinia. And this revelation sends the city into chaos. With everything crumbling down, his plan exposed, Bernardo also takes his own life after being confronted by his son Leontuzzo, or Vigil. And it's also in a way to free himself from Zorro's control. Zorro is then forced to flee the city after the other Signori dei Lupi and Emperor show up to punish him for breaking the rules of the game. Finally, Signora Cecilia arrives to end the chaos. She then meets with Texas, Lavinia, Lapland, and Leontuzzo to determine the future of the new nomadic city and potentially even all of Siracusa. The main outcome of this meeting is that the new city, New Volsini, will be entirely free of the mafia. Both Lavinia and Leontuzzo help establish its new political and legal system. And then after all is said and done, Lapland encounters Zorro and beats him up until he makes her his fang. And also at some point during all of this, Crown Slayer goes to her former mentor's home and learns that they are dead, having been killed by Project Red as part of the Signori dei Lupi's game. And that's what happened last time in Siracusa. Part 1, the Metropolitans. New Urban Management Act. The Urban Management Act of Nuova Volsini is hereby passed into law. Welcome to a new era of Siracusa, citizens. November 5th, 1100. 8:10 p.m. fanatical mafioso. Is everybody here? Look behind you. The whole street belongs to us, an awe-inspiring pack of wolves. Good. No one should miss the carnival. The weapons? The secret weapon caches have been opened up by the Dawn's orders. Guns, bombs, staves, crossbows, even everything is fair game. Good. But remember the most important thing. Keep your mask on. Nobody cares who's behind the mask, which familia they're from. Nothing you do will be punished. Carnival, Syracus's greatest festival. Cut down our foes. All the familiae that oppose us will be swept aside. Nothing will stand in our way in Syracusa. What about the officials in the city hall? They're even worse than the other familia. Familia. The G always throws me off. Those slugs that could keep babbling about their lofty ideals. The courthouse is right there behind us. They can sit and watch in that proud white tower of theirs, or get a crossbow bolt in their throat if they don't behave. I like the sound of that. Do you smell it in the wind? It's the smell of blood, just waiting for a chance to spill. Tonight there is no Grey Hall. There are no laws, no rules, no order. Tomorrow there will be a new order in Syracusa, starting with this new city. I guess the mafia outside of the new city didn't last very long. Also, is this police officer just holding an entire pizza? Alright, I think the speech has gone on for long enough. I'm Noemi, trainee officer at the Nuova Volsini Police Department. Look around you, there's nowhere to run. Why do all the police officers have pizza? Hold on a second. According to the new Urban Management Act, even members of the Dodici Familia must undergo a background check and stand registration prior to entering Nuova Volsini. Your previous acts of violence are on record, and the violence that you are planning will not go unpunished. Illegal ownership and usage of weapons is a serious crime. Where do you think you are? Here, Nuova Volsini has no place for the Familia. Cut. I thought I had it all memorized. I don't know why. Okay, so it was an act. Is that why all the cops have pizza? There are only a few days until the Carnival, Noemi. We need to finish this soon. Sorry. I don't think that my first task as a trainee would be shooting a movie. I didn't think. Are you nervous because of the camera, or because the scene in front of you looks real? It's the former. Look at these blokes here. If it's the former, look at these blokes here. I'm nervous that they'll slip the names of their favorite pizzerias while trying to say their lines. I worked at my Papa's Pizzeria before I started police school. Anyway, you look good on screen and have decent memory. You're the best one for the job. If it's the latter, you're a graduate of Syracusa's first police academy. You're gonna have to stare into the eyes of the wise guy at some point. It's your job. They're actually a police officer, but also are an actor. Both, I guess. I promised Papa that I'd finish my training and become a cop. I'll get my job done, whatever it is. Please let me have another go. Alright. The Venetians here are... Venetians, here we go for another take. Moans. Three, two, one, action. Oh dang, Leon Tuzo cleans up well. What do you think? What answer would you like to hear? Maybe the actors playing the mafiosi should act more intimidating. Show just how far Nuovo Volsini has come. Or maybe you don't like that Venetia trucking is involved in the filming, but at least they have not attempted to challenge Nuova Volsini's new Urban Management Act. They're just providing employees as extras. They didn't even ask for ad space in the promotional video. You know I'm not doing this because I like it. I don't know. You look pretty happy in the limelight. See you later, Naz. Senor, it's almost time to shoot your speech. Be right there. I'll make sure they know I'm just the acting mayor. Not for long, though. A grand festival, formal inauguration as mayor, a promotional video, your face on every corner of the city, so that no one would miss it. We've talked about this, Lavinia. We've done a lot in this new city. We founded a new city hall, enacted the new Urban Management Act, and put into place policies that exclude the mafioso order. But we have yet to face the big question head-on from Signora Cecilia and the other family that have designs on the new city. Is there a better time than now? Here, at the 1-year anniversary of Nuova Volsini, we have invited all citizens, even friends from abroad, to come to Nuova Volsini. This has been a year. We have revived the word carnival, which has not been used in the last half-century, and given it new meaning, in order to demonstrate this country can and will change the old things that bind it, and it starts with this city. But owl paintings that target on your back contribute to all you've said. We need a banner. And the Familia Sarcusa are waiting for a target that they can attack and arm. Just because the Familia have kept a low profile doesn't mean they've given up on controlling the city. They have their eyes on you. I'm not afraid of them. I won't let them have their way. Not again. I know how you feel, Leon. But what we need right now is not a reckless declaration of war. You need to protect yourself. I don't want to see you. Senor, are you ready? Coming. The trucks will have to be returned to the Union as soon as the shooting is done. Is are needed for the festival preparations. I know. Half a day is as much as the Union can give us. Don't worry. It's all been arranged. I need to go. I have a lot to do at the courts. Is there trouble? Nothing major. Some issues with a few company registrations. As a nose for loopholes is the law. Would put my law school classmates to shame. About dinner. There's leftover pasta in the fridge. Help yourself. No, what I mean is, I promised to join Dimitri for dinner tonight. I can't avoid him forever. Take care of yourself, Leon. Leftover pasta in the fridge. Are they living together? Keep an eye on the camera's indicator light, Signore. We can begin when you're ready. Alright. Good evening, citizens. It is my honor to speak with you today as a citizen of Nuova Volsini. I bring you an invitation. Welcome to a new era for Siracusa. Here. I had to walk 5 blocks and stand in a queue to buy this salami. And this wine is the best from Nono's collection. He's not in any shape to drink anymore. Good little Taylor, you're a good kid. There's so little to do at night in Nuova Volsini. In the old days, on a night like this. Hockey whistling. Awkward whistling. Yeah, cut it out, Lucino. So damn dumb. I warned you last time when you tried to show off the jargon you learned from the movies. Imitating a mafioso doesn't make you one. Besides, just get real and stick to tailoring. Yes, sir. Alright. You've got your wine and salami. I've got to go. Going already? Thought you'd be pestering us for stories about the Familia again. Nonno found out I was hanging out with you. He doesn't want to. And you want to be somebody? What are you doing outside, Lucino? The cops are stepping up their patrols ahead of the Carnival. It's probably Carnivale, though, maybe because of the E. It is, yes. Don't let them catch you rolling the streets. Nono's calling. That old man. Everybody respected us and feared us back in the day. Now we're letting an old tailor like Umberto walk all over us. Sure, follow the rules of wherever you end up. But the rule of the Nuova. Don't know why that one's so hard to say too. Volsini is to throw all the old rules out. Even the big familiae with a seat in the Great Hall like the Saluzzo have to keep their tail firmly between their legs here. Times have changed. Saluzzo. I'm going in. No. The suit's already packed. You remember where to deliver it, right? Yeah. Come back right away if the customer doesn't have any requests after trying it out. I know this is a special client, and I know you've always wanted to meet the real VIPs. I know, you said it many times. I'll get your medicine and on the way back and come back as soon as I've made the delivery. Don't worry, just get some rest. Change is happening around us. Slowly but surely, we can all see it. We are taking back what should have been ours all along. Our lives, our courage. The burden of history weighs heavy. Sometimes we find our feet mired in the past. We will keep walking. We will never stop. We are still strong. November 5th, 9:37 p.m. Oh. New character. I came here first. You're cutting the line. Which company do you represent, sir? I'm here with the Truckers Union. I have important documents that I need Judge Lavinia to take care of today. I have an appointment with her. How important? Will it bring hundreds of millions of florins into investments in Nuova Volsini? Well, no. Then there's nothing particularly urgent. I suggest that you remain patient while important business is being discussed behind the doors, involving numbers you can't even fathom. That's the biggest contribution you can make to the city. I must remind you, Judge Lavinia, that the law is founded upon the principle of fairness, and no one should receive special treatment. It is difficult to not suspect that you frequently target companies under the Soluzo banner out of your own prejudice against us. Did you say prejudice? It is past 9 in the evening, Signore. Did you think I volunteered to do overtime unpaid and go through the ordeal of staying in a room with you? Just so I could satisfy my prejudice? Here is Saluzzo Vino's previous submission for their new winery, which lists 130 security personnel. Here is the revised submission, which instead lists 30 logistic personnel, 50 winemakers, and 50 technical personnel. You don't have to respect me, Signore, but the least you could do is respect the new Urban Management Act and have a modicum of common sense. What will it take for you to stop breathing down our necks? Easy. Nuova Volsini welcomes any honest business with open arms. But there is no place here for any dishonest familia. Saluzzo can sell his wine in Lithuania, Colombia, even Ursus for all I care. But not a single shelf in Nuova Volsini will carry wine bearing the label of Saluzzo, new winery, until it passes the qualification audit. I'll give it to you, Judge Lavinia. Not one government or court employee has dared talk to us like this in the entire history of Siracusa. The law of Nuova Volsini bends to no one. Get used to it. or things are only going to get harder for you. I've already wasted too much time with Soluzo wines today, Signore. Kindly remove yourself from my office and remove your men from the door, because they're in the way of that lady outside. I urge the pertinence that you show that towards her. She deserves an apology. Huh. Good evening, Judge Lavinia. Sorry to take up your time, but please, take a look at this. It's a dispatch record of Truckers Union in recent days, recording the driver, cargo route, and time of every dispatch. There's so much of it that it took quite a while to put together. I would like you to review it. Thanks, but it's very detailed. Why are you asking me to review it? You said logistics around the Carnivale is really important, and to be on guard of smugglers. Yes, but it was just a reminder. Besides, you're the president of the Truckers Union, Irene. Irene? Irene? Her name the same, just slightly different. Irina. Okay. Irene. Irene, you can make your own judgment. Oh, you recognize me? It is not like we haven't met before. The most diligent driver and Nuova Volsini, and the most trusted leader of the Nuova Volsini Freight Workers and Truck Drivers Mutual Aid Association. It's always going to be just Truckers Union to us. It's definitely easier to say that. Without workers and drivers like you, there would be no Nuova Volsini. You should be proud of yourselves. Thank you. I'll take the report. Thank you for your vigilance. I trust your judgment. Is there anything else? Well, the list of new truck drivers that we submitted last week hasn't been approved yet. I would like to provide my assurance for one of the names on the list. You understand, Irina. Well, we're very thorough about background checks for the truck drivers. Of course, I know. Logistics is very important to Nuova Volsini. We can't give the Familia a chance to get on their foot in. A reproba from Ursus with almost no social relations and whose past is virtually unknown. Do you see my concern, right? Crown Slayer is gonna become a truck driver? Nice. Happy for her. I promise. She has nothing to do with the Mafia, and she's a great driver. Her resume is like this because she's had some hard luck. She really needs a job right now. I'm thinking, Judge Lavinia, the laws of Nuova Volsini protect us from the Mafia when our citizens need help. Perhaps... Oh, I don't mean to pressure you. You should deal with it whatever way you see fit. You're too wound up, Irina. I can see where you're trying to keep your distance from me. I really like you and Signor Bellone, Judge Lavinia. I really do. Thanks. Same for Sommer. Sommer is a driver who came with you to Nuova Volsini, the ones always with a lighter in his hand. You remember, he's my best friend. We came to Nova Volsini a year ago. Back then, City's Hall's notice about the truckers' union had been up for half a month, but no one dared to apply, fearing mafia reprisals. Sommer and I read it a few times and were about to leave when you and Signor Bellone stopped us. You stood before the notice longer than anyone else. We came because we couldn't stay in Sicilia. I remember what you said to me. I don't mean to make this awkward, but my life would be very different without you. I know you don't want the companies to interfere with Nuova Volsini's logistics, and I know they haven't given up on it. The result, however, is that the Truckers' Union has become the only legal transportation organization, and it is growing by the day. All of our drivers have something in their past that they're not proud of before they came to Nuova Volsini. Anyway, we're all looking for a fresh start, a second chance. And that's why you want to be seen here. And that's why you don't want to be seen to be too close to the city hall or the concert, or the courts rather. Yes. I know. There are many things that will take time to get here. But I promise you that the Mafia will never get a foothold in the Truckers' Union. And I voted for Signor Bellone when he ran for mayor. Everyone can see how well he's done as acting mayor for the past year. I'm sure... Grumble. Oh. Haven't had dinner yet? I'm fine. I'm not hungry yet. I still have some pizza here. If you don't mind that it's gotten a little cold. I can't possibly think of it as helping me out. It's too much for me to finish on my own, and we can't very well talk about work on empty stomach, can we? Besides, there are no greater crime in Siracusa than letting good, authentic pizza go to waste. If you put it that way, I guess it would be rude to refuse. Tell me more about the present state of the Truckers' Union, Irena. Oh, okay. Average pizza sauce last month is up 5 times from the previous months. Oh, I mean dispatches. And this pizza sauce is really good. Maybe we should finish our dinner first. A friend once said something that really left an impression on me. Our power comes from the very lives we have created. Our power will protect all that we have built. November 5th, 10:52 p.m. It's Capone and Gambino! Somehow still alive. How do they do it? That's the 5th slice of pizza and the 3rd glass of juice that you've just eliminated. Are you that hungry? Just shut up and drink this concentrated juice. It's so damn sour. If they screw up this mission because the swill makes me throw up, whose head am I gonna give the boss? Yours? Live with it. I just picked it up off the shelf. Nobody uses this frontage road anyway. Besides, it's just transporting a bunch of tires. What could go wrong? Knowing you two? No need to get all worked up about an unimportant job like this. I'm tired of listening to your complaints over the past 2 months, Gambino. Haven't you figured out your new boss yet? Trying too hard to show off in front of him will only have the opposite effect. fresh meat like us needs to prove ourselves not with talk, but with actual results from jobs. Even these unimportant ones. Well, ain't you the model employee, Capone? I thought you'd at least show a little bit of, I don't know, shame. There's hardly any place for a Sicilian in Siracusa these days. I'm not a Sicilian anymore. It's your shame, not mine. I just want to get my Nuovo Vocini citizenship sooner rather than later. All the work I put in over the past 6 months, all the guarantee money I paid, and I'm only halfway to the required points. Citizenship for a specific city, that's interesting. Halfway? You've got 50 more points than I do. Have you been doing community service while I wasn't looking? That's your crap, Gambino. We're on our last chance and you know it. Keep your eyes sharp on the street. It should be coming any time now. You got any pizza left? Give me one. Yeah, Kazo, it's cold. How did you even manage to eat this? November 5th, 11:05 p.m. Yeah, I'm late. You're late, Leon. I'm sorry, it's been a real busy day. Still working on your inaugural speech? Well, that too. We're planning on a birthday party for an entire city. It's not quite the same as planning a party at home, is it? I'm surprised you still remember. Of course I do. Did you forget I was Did you think I was going to forget how you bought ginger ale instead of beer for the banquet and pocketed the difference to buy a car? Well, I guess that did happen. You sound distracted, Dimitri. Oh, okay, that's Dimitri. And his voice just left me. I did look up all the voices, and his just left me. Let me think for a second. Try to recall it. Do I? It's nothing. I guess it's been too long since we last saw each other. I don't think that was quite it, but it's good enough for now. Take care on your way, Leon. Might have taken that as a threat if we weren't in Nuova Volsini. Enough joking up and hurry up. I'm waiting at the seat by the window. Leon Tuzo hangs up. He has not seen the man on the other end of the phone for a year now. He knows what he wants and how to decline his offer. Leon Tuzo shakes his head at the thought of the reunion, which promises to be less than a pleasant one. A beam of light shines in his face. He's being abducted by aliens. Or hit by a car. Who drives like that? Wait, that vehicle. Hey, what's going on with my steering wheel? Looks like some mafia are still up to their old tricks. Keep your distance, it's dangerous. Out of the way, make way for the stretcher. Tenore, can you hear me? Hang in there, the ambulance is almost here. Where am I? Stay still, Signore. You're lost a lot of blood. Who is that? The last thing Leontuza remembers before he loses consciousness is a blurry yellow silhouette. A taxi. The Carnivale has brought countless visitors from Siracusa and beyond to Nuova Volsini. That was cool. They actually had like a car drive by. This taxi does not seem different from any other that carries visitors across the city. Except for the great, strange shadow that it wears. Not cast by the towering buildings, nor trick of the neon lights. It is the shadow of a wolf. The taxi slithers through the city like a ghost, carrying a wolf from the wilderness. Slower, Lapland. What? The ageless, deathless Signore de Lupi, afraid of being thrown out of a car? It's your car that I'm worried about. Keep driving it like this, and it'll fall apart. We managed to get it fixed when it was just a bunch of scrap metal lying out there in the wilderness. It's strong, trust it. Or do you not trust my driving skills? I don't fool around with my own life, except when necessary. You don't want the police to find you and throw you in jail, or the mafia to find you and throw you into the meat grinder, do you? At least not yet. We're getting better at reading each other's minds, Zaro. We still have a Carnivale to go to after all. I thought you would scorn the Carnivale for lacking in revelry, seeing all the colorful lights and balloons that line the streets. Of course not. Carnivale had been a thing for centuries, dating back to when Siracusa was just a backwater province of Laetania. There's a loophole of Siracusa that the lupo of Siracusa found that they are still restless and uneasy, even after getting their own city and the order of the Familia. And so, after a few days and a year, the Familia ran amok in the city, settling scores, fighting over territory, or simply engaging in wanton violence. Assault and arson, robbery, and murder. Everything was fair game, as long as you had a mask on. The first thing Senora Cecilia did when she came to power was abolish the festival. But Nuova Volsini has persuaded it to permit its revival. They hope that reviving a festival without the brutality or cruelty would give this blank slate to a new city new meaning, and a sense of belonging for the people who come to seek out a new life. Is that not Carnivale a wonderful thing? Have we gotten into poetry now? Your showmanship is beyond mortal help, Lapland. Just excited about it. I promise that the Reborn Festival will be an unforgettable one for everyone, the Lupi included. I hope you remember our agreement. This round is coming to a close. Do not disappoint me, Lapland. As I said, our battle will continue for thousands upon thousands of years. Well, strap in and hang on. Oh, tutorial off the bat. Wow. Regulation of fireworks. Enjoy the festivities, but don't light yourself on fire. Firework launcher after ignition begins the Carnivale, periodically dealing arc damage to all allies and enemies within range. Vermeil in the tutorial. Wow.
I'm listening.
Good music. The Carnivale is about to begin, and we'll be able to see the fireworks show soon. Yes, the fuse has already been lit. When the flame reaches the fireworks, they will automatically ignite and the Carnivale will begin. We must be cautious of enemies trying to halt the Carnivale in its tracks. Amateur performer, invisible. An amateur actor participating in the Carnivale street theater competition. The basic enemy's invisible? Oh, the crowd that just walked by nearly extinguished the fuse. Damn it, the enemy is hiding in the crowd. I can't tell who's stepping on the fuse. Leave it to me. She said her line. We're getting a car already? Convenient eats. Takes less damage. Takes 3 blocks. Deals physical damage when colliding with allied units. Makes sense. Hey, the pizza delivery cart. That's not a cart. That's a truck. Ran over the fuse, and the flame is getting weaker. That's no accident, if you ask me. It seems the heavier the enemies are, the more likely they are to extinguish the flame. Food cart takes 3 blocks. We'll have to let it pass for now. If the flame goes out, the Carnivale will be delayed, and it will take some time to light again. We need more personnel to stop the enemies. Reinforcements have arrived.
I just don't get you people.
What's going on? It seems we can't damage the food cart. It doesn't matter. For now, let's just try and hold it off. The fuse is almost gone. The fireworks will light in no time. Yay, the fireworks finally lit. The Carnivale can begin. During the Carnivale, even if operators take fatal damage, they can continue to fight, but they can't be healed and will not retreat from the field until the Carnivale ends. So it kills you, and you can't heal it, but you won't retreat. During the Carnivale, enemies will get burn damage. Why do we want this? However, they lose their invisibility and no longer gain damage reduction bonuses from food carts. Okay. This gives us a chance to take them down. I feel like my attacks have gotten stronger too. That's the effect of the Syracusine fireworks. All operators on the 8 tiles surrounding the fireworks will get an attack bonus. But be careful, anyone standing within the fireworks blast range will suffer burn damage. Fireworks amount is limited. Once they burn out, the Carnivale will end. Uh-oh, the enemies are advancing towards the fireworks, so they're trying to put them out and in the Carnivale early. Protect the fireworks.
Here's something yummy for you.
Okay.
You don't seem to understand your
So
situation.
only the people near the fireworks actually take damage, not all your characters. Carnival balloon. Why are we attacking balloons? Why are balloons attacking us? One of the mini balloons in the city restores HP to the fireworks launcher when defeated during Carnivale and extends Carnivale. Okay.
What a waste of time.
Well, if you can extend the Carnivale, then technically your operators just can't die. Uh-oh, I accidentally popped a balloon. It looks like popping balloons will extend the duration of the fireworks. Don't know how that works. That means as long as we keep popping balloons, the fireworks will keep going. And the Carnivale won't end. Let's see who can pop more balloons. I'll go first.
I just don't get you people.
I'll be waiting here.
What a waste of time. We're not
Maybe I
here to
should
be
have
courteous.
blame Vermeil the other direction, but whatever.
Give me the watch where this arrow goes.
Mission accomplished.
Can everyone have a good, peaceful talk now?
Bunch of stuff just unlocked. Don't know what that was. The workshop. The colored area is the fireworks range. In the corresponding stage, you can choose a firework demo from the list on the right to customize the range. Select this demo from the list on the right. Now select the demo with the appropriate launch angle. The fireworks will then be launched within the indicated range. Fireworks can also be launched in overlapping areas. The demos currently in use will be listed below. You can tap to quickly disassemble them. You can also toggle the map switch to enter map mode. This allows you to preview the fireworks effect in the current stage. Once this design is complete, tap here to save it. Interesting. So you can see... So you can make the range bigger and, like, different. Freaky charge. All allies and enemies within attack range gain 50 ASPD tenacity. Max bonus is reached when 70% HP is lost. And then you get different bonuses as well. Interesting. I mean, so you want to change it for each map, but I guess I don't know. Huh, interesting. Astray. Take care not to lose your way when sailing through the bog. All right. So, Siracusa team.
Where
Lapland.
stand the wilds? Where stand the cities?
Penance.
Sitting around in an office won't bring about justice. That's one thing I know for a fact.
Guess I could bring normal Lapland, but I don't have visual upgraded, so that sucks.
Squad combat? I'm very familiar with that.
Oh. I mean, there's a lot of Syracusans. I guess I don't actually have a lot of Syracusans in use. Even though there's a lot of them, I don't actually have that many in use. Because I don't have an upgraded, like, Braca. Austa, Chiav. Suzerain, I mean, that should probably be Suzerain at some point. Perfection, it doesn't show me on here. You know what? Angelina is Syracusán.
In work or in battle, I'll give it all I've got.
Is there another one? Oh, we probably want another sniper or something. For those balloons. Depending on how many balloons they actually give you. Oh, this is fine for now, I suppose. December 5th. There was November. Now it's December. It's been a month. What are you shipping? Wine. Waybill number. SC9910183. What's the company? Sorry, don't know what you mean. The goods you're hauling here? What corporation owns them? How's that hard to understand? You must be new. Doesn't understand how things work around here. It's alright, listen and learn. You should ask, what familia are you with? You. Sorry, signore. What's the company? It's a Luso Vino. Right. Your information checks out. Go on ahead. Don't look at me like that, and don't try to bring the old ways over here. Look at the sign above the port. You're in Nuova Volsini. Part 1, The Metropolitans. November 6th, 700 a.m. I don't know why I said 700 like that. Now we're going back. Jumped forward briefly for some reason. I think it was still 11. It still was 11. Oh no, that was a year in the past, not present. Okay, it was 1099, December 5th. Now it's a year later, pretty much. Okay. That makes more sense. Boss, you came in just in time. I got something to discuss with you. We're not taking any trucks out today. We're gonna fix up the roads around camp. If Sandro blows another tire next time he backs up, he'll have no one to blame but his own bad luck. Also, the custom-made tent has arrived. We're planning to set it up near the western exit. New campsite is huge. There's room for the awning, water purification system, and the barbecue grill. It's in a relatively quiet area, which should help the new recruits and adjust more easily. Also added an outdoor projector screen so that the people in the camp can enjoy a little entertainment. Then when I have time, I'll go rent some Rankwood films. I know what you're gonna say, no mafia flicks. So the truckers like live together in like a compound? By the way, I heard the city hall has already started building a new resettlement area. Well, they better hurry up, otherwise I might not want to move out when the time comes. Right now, the trucks can only park in the camp. Everyone has to live in the trucks. It's really inconvenient, especially for guys with families. Yeah, okay, so the truckers... So they're gonna build, like, a neighborhood for the truckers at some point, but they don't have that yet. Interesting. But at least we don't have to deal with those big families anymore. That's just normal family. Those big families anymore. These trucks belong to us. Standing together to protect them gives us a sense of security. Right. Sometimes I look at the camp over there and think, who would believe that this was a barren wasteland just a year ago? By the way, boss, why didn't you come back last night? You all distracted me. I almost forgot what I was doing here. Bring me the district heads. Sandro, Ginter, Sommer. Sommer isn't here. Huh. Isn't he off work today? I told him so many times already. I get why he wants to bring Guri to Nova Volsini for treatment as soon as possible. Guri is my little sister too, so I told him I'd do my part to help. I told him to stop talking or taking extra long hauls all the time. Boss, don't get mad. It's probably not what you think. What about the unlucky loner? She isn't here either. I haven't seen her since last night. That's weird. Whatever. Gather up everybody still in camp. We need to help Judge Lavinia investigate some things. The sun is shining brightly. The cordoned-off area has turned the bustling street quiet. Bloodstains mingle with the tire tracks on the ground as police officers rush back and forth. Nuova Volsini is not as rainy as the other cities in Siracusa. Without the rain to obscure it, the accident scene stands out all the more strikingly. It was very rainy in the other city. Have you made any progress? The surveillance around here is broken, so we could not obtain any video footage. We were forced to scour the area for physical evidence. Here you can see the tire marks left by Signora Bellone's car, and the other vehicle that was since left the scene. The collision occurred at a corner where there's a bad blind spot. There's also a traffic light there though, so the two cars shouldn't have collided, and yet both veered oddly at the same moment. That's when Signore Bellone's car was struck by the other vehicle, which quickly fled the scene. It may have been a routine traffic accident, but we cannot exclude the possibility that it was. Yes. Have you learned anything new about our mystery vehicle? It's just as we concluded last night, a large box truck of some sort. I see. Delivery trucks, shuttle buses, fire trucks, specialized construction vehicles, box trucks. Of this size are rare in Nuovo Volsini. I've already asked Irina to help me investigate. The truck drivers are much better equipped than we are to find clues. Judge Lavinia, Signora Bellone. The fractures and internal bleeding have been addressed through surgery, but the severe concussion has left the patient in a coma, at least for now. In a sense, we can't say the patient is out of mortal danger yet. Will he recover? As a doctor, I will not promise anything. However, as a citizen of Nuova Volsini, I sincerely hope Signore Bellone makes a full recovery, and I'll do my best to make that happen. I wish you the best of luck, Judge Lavinia. They did. They made our move. Judge Lavinia, should we go grab some of the mafiosi and then... Don't even think about it. It's just the Familia's way. It is not our way. Forgive me, but I think if anyone had a reason to harm Signora Bellone, it would be one of those Familia bastards. We shall find the culprits, no matter who they are. They must be brought to justice. But who could it be? Well, I would say Dimitri is probably the prime suspect, since that was the last person he was supposed to meet. Is it Saluzos? Is it Venezas? The Venezias? That's a new family. I didn't realize that was a family when they mentioned it earlier. Venezia. That's how it's pronounced. Venezia. Yeah, I think Z is a sa sound. That makes sense. Is it Medicis? The Leotis. A lot of new families we're getting. Lavinia turns her gaze to the restaurant on the corner. The restaurant is small, and the seats by the window face the middle of the road. Dimitri invited me to dinner tonight, and I promised him I'd be there. I can't keep avoiding him forever, Lavinia. Leon, what is wrong with all of this? Like, you should probably go talk to Dimitri, though. Chatty grooming specialist. Senor Antonio, I already trimmed the stray fur on your ears and tail. The next step is applying the conditioner. This might take a little while. Feel free to close your eyes and rest for a spell. No problem, just do your thing. Is this your first time here? Yes, it is. Carla said, if your own personal nurse had not fallen ill, well, in any case, it's my honor to serve you today. Don't be so nervous. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Our family has spent generations studying lupo fur. We started as traveling craftsmen and eventually opened the first grooming center. It's been hundreds of years, and we've gathered plenty of expertise along the way. Lupo fur is generally coarse with thinner inner and outer areas, while Pero fur is much finer and softer. At first glance, they may seem similar, but in reality, they're worlds apart. That's why I specially formulated this conditioning treatment for you. Its blend of rich botanical essences can help firm up the fur while still retaining key nutrients. What do you think? Do you like it? Of course. You've put so much care into this whole thing. Why wouldn't I be happy about it? Senor Antonio, you are kind and gentle. You're not at all like as scary as Carla said. I think there must have been some misunderstanding. I'm just a simple businessman. Who would do business with a scary man? By the way, Senor Antonio, would you like to try a semi-permanent styling for your ears and tail? That way their shape will be more defined and look better, plus no one will be able to tell you aren't a lupo. Oh, hold on. That's not... not what I would have expected. Okay. Appearance-wise. You sound like you have strong opinions about my ears and tail. Do I stick with his voice now that I see him? Well, I heard that Carla say you. I heard Carla say you wanted to look more like a lupo. You can say that I, as a lowly Pero, would rather look more like my own race. What kind of beast shit are you talking? Carla? I just wanted to show Senor Antonio here. That's enough, shut your face, get out of here. Excusa, Antonio. Don't worry about it, not your fault. Here's our shipping invoice for this month. Antonio quickly scans the invoice and puts an X on the signature line. A batch of tires is arriving at the warehouse today, and you're in charge of inspecting, aren't you? Why are you still at the estate? He's got those half-glove things. I hate them. I hate how they look. I'm headed over right away. Don't worry, nothing will go awry. Or wrong. Same thing. Where are we? Wait. Let me go. Why did you bring me here? Quiet, ragazzo. Keep yelling and I'll color the rest of your face to match that black eye. Capone, keep an eye on him. I gotta go tell the boss. Oh wait, I got their voices mixed up. Boss, we got a problem. There was a car accident at the port last night. Leon Tuzo got hurt. The acting mayor? That's big news. What does this have to do with us? The truck that hit Leon Tuzo was hauling our tires. It drove off before we could even answer. The man paces the room, his heavy footsteps drowning out the sounds of his labored breathing. He walks over to the large oak cask and quickly downs 3 cups of brandy. 3 cups, huh? That's a lot. Very quickly. Antonio, right now you should be... Wait. I despise impatience. It clouds our judgment. Were there witnesses at the scene? Just one. Capone and I brought him back here. Good work. Now listen to me carefully. First, keep an eye on everyone in the household. If anyone goes somewhere they shouldn't be going, or is doing a job they shouldn't be doing, bring them to me immediately. Keep a close watch on the other familiae in the city. The Saluzos, the Medicis, the Leotis. Figure out which familia seems the most nervous. They're the ones who made the move on Leon Tuzo. I want to know who, at this particular moment in time, is so eager to upset the apple cart. Oh, the truck from the accident. Are we not going to look for it, or? Go look for it. Don't do anything too drastic. As long as the truck itself wasn't effective, what does it matter who was driving? What cargo was being transported or how it's connected to Venezia trucking? Go and reassure some of our friendly truck drivers. These long haulers are more prone to losing their composure than the average man. Alright, I'll get right to it. Wait a second, Carla. Gambino, you handle this. Bring some of the boys with you. You got it, boss. Antonio, I'm sorry. It was my mistake. No one could have predicted that sort of thing could happen. You're supremely talented, Carla. You've been in this familia longer than I have. You oversee half the vehicle repair stations in Montelupe. If I were you, I'd probably be wondering myself, however would that Pero Antonio get so many opportunities getting to manage the business of the new city on his own? if he hadn't married the old man's daughter. I don't. Listen to me, Carla. All the cities, including Nuova Volsini, have to follow the rules. Those who do not follow the rules, well, they don't get to walk away with decency. This is what the Dawn told me. Now I'm telling you. Please give me another chance, Antonio. The Dawn should arrive in Nuova Volsini the next day or two. I don't want him to bother with this nonsense, got it? Of course, Signore. Thank you. Wait a second. There's one more thing we need to discuss. That grooming specialist I had just now. I really don't like him. I got it. I'll fire him at once. No. I don't mean I dislike his work. I don't like him personally. I got it. You won't see him again. That's Mafia, I guess. So we've got a dog guy pretending to be a wolf guy. Wonder if he's better at it than Ines. Did you find it? No. I looked through several parking lots, but didn't find any trucks that looked like it had been in an accident. Sugar Unions owns thousands of vehicles, and almost none of them have been idle these past few days. If we trucked them one by one, we wouldn't finish until after the Carnivale was over. Boss, Judge Lavinia asked you to help find clues, but now you're targeting the Truckers Union? It's almost like you think one of us hit the mayor's car. When it comes to big box trucks in Nuovo Volsini, who is more involved than us? There's plenty of other groups involved. There are vehicle factories, there are repair stations, the Nuovo Volsini port. Besides, none of our trucks passed through that intersection at the time of the accident. Alright, Pedro. Obviously, I do not believe the folks from the Union would do something like that. This is just for peace of mind. Signor Bologna and Judge Lavinia are both good people, are they not? Proving that we had nothing to do with it will save them a lot of time and effort. It will help the police solve the case faster and find the real culprit. That's true. By the way, have you gotten in touch with Sommer? He's covering several districts in the south, so having him check things out would be quicker. Not yet. Strange. Never mind. Let's focus on what's at hand first. Sommer wasn't here this morning. Haven't gotten in contact with Sommer. Maybe Sommer did it. Alright, we'll keep searching. Who is it? Arena, it's me. Sommer. Oh, there he is. You've been here in the camp. Didn't you hear what we were talking about? Why didn't you come out? Aye. Why are your clothes all torn? And what's the scratches on your face? What's going on? Last night. That truck that hit Luentosa last night. Don't tell me. Yes, I was the driver. He was. But did he, was it an accident? Because plenty of people perform hit and runs through sheer panic of the situation, not because they are trying to do evil, do bad.
No need to make a scene.
But something did happen to Leontozo's steering wheel.
A new challenge.
Your weapons are right at your fingertips. Why wait?
Pass on your last words.
God, these guys are invisible.
Losing sight.
Need speed to succeed.
This show hasn't started, and this place is already such a riot.
So our first skill is the attack increase. Reduces the drone to attack non-mobile characters. If there's no non-mobile characters, then I guess it's just an attack boost.
Picked out your bait yet?
This show hasn't started, and this show has this spotlight shines on us.
But Ines binds them, which counts for non-mobile, so that's
This show hasn't started, and this place is already such a riot.
a thing.
What are you waiting for? The
What state is she in? I don't know. I clicked it once, so I clicked it twice. Now she's out of that state? Question mark?
I already called dibs on the most lucrative real estate in hell, and you guys all get a share. Rest easy.
Look, Zaro. See the game we shoot. This show
Her attack
hasn't
is
started, and this
300
place.
now.
What are you waiting for?
That's
The
fine.
curtains
Now
are about
she's
to
in the
fall.
state.
This show hasn't started. Any instruction?
Losing sight.
This gavel of justice is waiting. Spero che siate pronti.
That list will keep you quiet. Moving to designated location.
Oh, she's got 3 gens now.
Mission accomplished.
It's November 6, 1:35 p.m. I sent Pedro and the others away, so no one will be coming to camp for now. Arena, you were with Judge Lavinia last night. Do you know how badly Leontuza was injured? Is he? They were able to rescue him from the crash site last night, but his condition is not good. The trucker slumps into the chair like a deflated balloon, covering his face with his dirty gloves. He's still so young, and such a good man. Please, don't let anything happen to him. I really... What happened, actually? Was it an accident? I don't know. I was driving along, and all of a sudden my steering wheel wouldn't turn right. I didn't have time to react and crashed the truck. By the time I came to, it was all over. Yeah, so his steering wheel also didn't work right, but then he was able to drive away, so it started working again. Otherwise, he shouldn't have been able to drive away if both of their vehicles are sabotaged. Which seems to indicate that it wasn't like a mechanical sabotage, but maybe like an arts sabotage or something? Like a temporary arts sabotage? But even if you panicked at the moment, you shouldn't have left a critically injured person by the roadside and driven away. Do you realize that if first responders had arrived just a few minutes later, Leontuza would have... I know you're not like that. I'm sorry, Arena. I really wanted to help him. I know I should have helped him. I'm not a bad guy. But I had to drive off. Why? Summer, talk to me. What was in that truck? Irina's voice starts to tremble. The driver, slumped in his chair, looks pale. I'm sorry, Irina. Summer, who were you driving that truck for? Venezia Truckin'. Familia Venezia. The silence hangs in the air for what seems like forever. Then, Irina finally speaks. Is this because of Guri? Don't try to justify it, Irina. I know I made a mistake. I know I made a huge mistake. Why? Why go to them rather than seek help from the Truckers' Union? You're the most senior trucker in the Union. You know how unique our situation in Nuovo Volsini is in Nuovo Volsini. Both City Hall and the Familia are watching us like hawks. Irina, we all know how expensive orthopathy medicine is. Besides, once I bring Guri to Nova Volsini, between settling her in and getting her in a good school, who knows how much all of that will cost? I'm here too, aren't I? I can help. You're the one who saved me back in Sicilia. Guri's my sister too. Hey, Irina, the Union can't help me fix this. So you're going to do it by yourself? No. Goods shipped from other cities or shipments between local merchants, every item we touch must be registered in advance. In the past 6 months, I have personally reviewed every single schedule, and we've passed all routine inspections. How could you alone have managed to do it? How could you alone have managed to? Could it be that? I'm not doing this alone, Irina. Dang, the trucker union already turned on her. So, none of you know where Sommer went. It's possible he already ran back to Sicilia under the cover of darkness. I mean, he did hit the acting mayor's car, you know. The police are going to throw everything they have at this case. Will we be exposed? Smuggling contraband is a red line for City Hall, especially since we were doing it to help you. No. There's nothing to do with the Venezia trucking. What? You mean you're gonna tie up all the loose ends? Tie up loose ends? Spoken like a true wise guy. But no, I'm not. Relax. Do you see me carrying any weapons? Just keep your mouth shut and everything will be fine, capiche? But what if the cops start breathing down our necks? We've been hiding this stuff from Irina and getting sweated by City Hall all this time. If something really does happen, you can't just wash your hands of all this. Drugs. If you really want to pick nits here, we are even less to blame. Venezia Trucking has never violated the new Urban Management Act, nor has it ever tried to infiltrate the truckers' union or interfere with Nuova Volsini's logistics system. What do you mean? Sommer wants to bring his daughter here to treat her for oropathy, right? He already found a good hospital, but he can't afford to pay for the treatment. Instead, he's using the union trucks as private hospital vehicles to help the logistics department transport goods. Venezia Trucking is at the bottom of the list when it comes to that hospital's financial backers, but we have no connection to Sommer apart from being in the same city. No, that's not true. And you're just a drunk who can't even sit up straight in the driver's seat half the time. You have to secretly hire someone to drive for you just to keep your job. We signed a service agreement. I'll have you know, I'm just a driver for hire trying to make some extra cash. I was sick. They put me on painkillers. You got some kind of leverage over every single truck driver you approach. Nuova Volsini values the rule of law. We can go to court and present the evidence piece by piece, then we'll see whose hands are clean. You people are even scarier without weapons. Really? I'm glad you say that, because I used to think I looked like a dork quoting laws like that. Alright, calm down, everyone. Enough threats. Let's just fix this. You guys go find our tires, and we'll handle the rest. Yeah, so the mafia is just adapting to the new rules. They're not, it's like, okay, yeah, we can't rough and tumble anymore, so we'll just become lawyers. How long has it been? They found me 6 months ago. I reckon that they'd already dealt with a few dozen other drivers before then. What choice did we have? Running even one shipment for them pays more than we earn in a month. Besides, if we don't cooperate, they have plenty of ways to push us right out of the city. After Signora Cecilia took power, she implemented all these reforms. In all of Syracusa's cities, the cunning guys adapted to the new rules far faster than we did. Are you speaking for yourself or for the others? Irina, I beg you, help us. I promise you, once Carnivale is over, we'll never smuggle anything for those goons ever again. You can turn me in, but please, you have to help the others. They really had no choice but to. The list of names. What? Don't try and fool me. If you guys were doing this stuff, you had to have made a list of names. Give it to me. At least tell me how many of you there are, then I'll try and see what I can do. Sommer puts down the lighter he has been clutching and begins searching through his pockets. Sommer, why do you still have that lighter? I thought you quit smoking. It was a gift from you. I'm used to carrying it around. Actually, I found it lying around near the supermarket. There's no way I could afford to buy such an expensive lighter. Do you remember, after Guri's mother passed away, you took over at the supermarket, managing the business while raising your child? Then one day, you found me homeless at your doorstep. You always say you just took in a delivery driver and cashier who didn't ask for salary, but I know you actually gave me a place to stay, a home. Later, Familia Toko set their sights on us. They were just a small family, but even after we stocked their products, they wouldn't let up. They threatened us, demanding we remove their competitors' items from the shelves. We told them we'd consider their request, but then, the same night, a huge fire broke out in the supermarket, which is how Guri contracted oropathy. That's all in the past. Why are you bringing it up now? I found it. Here you are. Carmelo, Gianni, Ruggiero, what a surprise. I'm sorry. Don't say any more, Sommer. Go to the storehouse. There's a wooden crate behind that truck that's been being repaired. Bring it to me. But that's everything you own, isn't it? Alright, alright. Oh. Sommer, what you don't know is, I found that lighter right next to the scene of the supermarket fire. We came to Nuova Volsini because we had nothing. Everyone makes mistakes at some point. But I can't let you destroy all of this. Sucker punched him. I was wondering if she was if she was gonna just actually help them. I wouldn't blame her necessarily. But I respect that that maybe she's not going to as well. Judge Lavinia, I'm here to see Leon. I need to ask you all a favor. Do not disclose Leon's conditions to outsiders. This info is strictly need to know. Sure, I understand. It seems I'm in the right place. Who are you looking for? This is a special ward. You can't just barge in here. No, it's okay. Let her come in. Well then, I'll get going. Please find me if you need anything. Oh, it's Texas. Texas. Long time no see. Long time no see. I just grabbed some millefeuille and macaroni downstairs. Have a bite if you're hungry. I'll keep an eye on Leon Tozo for now. I received your invitation. We never heard back from you. We assumed you weren't planning to return to Nuovo Livocini. I was busy. Croissant is busy, oh, Croissant, right, the person. I was like, she's also brought croissants? No. Croissant is busy pushing Bison into organizing some new international project. Sora is only halfway through her tour of Siracusa, and Exia, who knows where she's run off to this time. Halfway through her tour of Siracusa? Her tour has taken a year? That's crazy. I've been managing Penguin Logistics myself this whole time, with far fewer staff and no fewer orders. Besides, these crowded celebrations really don't excite me. I prefer just stopping by when I'm on delivery, assuming it's on the way. Isn't what brings you here today? What can I do? I have a boss who loves a good crowd. One night he happened to spot that invitation and had me pack my bags on the spot. He's very interested in a themed party you're hosting. He's cleared his calendar, shut down the ends of the earth for 2 weeks, and dragged me here all the way from Lungmen. Relax, Lavinia. You seem so tense. Leon, I've been briefed on it. It wasn't an accident. The police are still investigating. I just got back from the scene. I don't think that was an accident. Persons of interest? Yes. The usual suspects? Yes. Why? On the night of the Carnivale parade, Leon was supposed to officially announce his appointment as mayor of Nuova Vocini as a front at the front of the procession. Not a strange decision per se, but he did seem a bit too eager. Even he abandoned his family, he is still Bernardo Bologne's son. 1 year is not enough for people to forget the turmoil Bernardo once stirred in Volsini. Staying behind the scenes makes it easier for him to keep the government functioning. This is the safest approach. It's much better than him changing clothes, putting down his defensive staff, and stepping back into the spotlight. Nuova Volsini has only been around for a year, and he's barely managing to hold on to his position as acting mayor, even with Signora Cecilia's backing. I told them all of this already. Right. Lavinia, your comm device has been flashing for a while now. They find new evidence. And to the message from the court, we have a new case. That's kind of tricky. Yes. Honestly, I understand why Leon was in such a hurry. This year, the changes in Nuova Volsini can be seen with the naked eye. Many things that have once existed only in our imagination have now become a reality. Isn't that what Signora Cecilia wanted? Well, but it's not enough. Not nearly enough. We must show our presence to promote more changes. So I stopped trying to persuade him, but then You're still the same as before. No. Even more naive than back then. It's kind of nice. Tixos, do you want to come with me? To the court? No, I'm not interested in crowded celebrations, much less official duties involving mountains of paperwork. I'm going to stay here and ensure Leon's safety. Right now, there's no one better suited for the job, right? Thank you, Texas. To be honest, if you had stayed with me and Nuova Volsini back then, I told you before, when my friends are in trouble, I'll come to help. I'm here, aren't I?
Every incantation I wrote was utilized by you, with not a single word wasted. We make for an excellent team, Doctor.
Lazy charge unlocked. Configure fireworks. You can switch between different types here. This is your current charge type. You can swap it out if you wish. Toggle the map switch preview, select the firework demos, switch up. Lazy charge. All allies and enemies within range have negative 70 ASVD and enemies have negative 70 movement. Or everyone gets increasing ASVD. I think I'll keep that for now. During the start of the Carnivale, new fireworks commissions will arrive every day. Select the first commission. Here is the firework pattern for the commission. Your task is to choose the appropriate firework demos to fill the empty grids in the pattern. Be sure to avoid the blocked out grids marked with the black X's. The list on the right shows the demos you can use. Each demo has different active grids and multiple rotation angles. Active grids of different demos can overlap with each other. There's a limit to how many fireworks and firework demos you can have on one time, so pay attention to the number of slots at the bottom. If you run into trouble, you can ask the Zealous Courier for some ideas. She'll show you a demo you can use. Once you've completed the firework pattern designated by the commission, tap here to submit it. Interesting. So there's a little puzzle, little side puzzle. Oops, I didn't mean to click on it. How do you fill the middle square? There's nothing I guess top and I guess we have to do top and bottom. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. I like that. So it looks like we've got S levels on this as well. After the EX levels. Alright,
Have you been
neat.
doing well lately, Doctor?
Might buy more tickets. I'll probably try and pull for Vulpes Fulia. She does seem pretty cool. I don't know how much I'll invest, but she seems pretty neat. Might use some tickets at some point. Well, that's where we'll stop for now. That was only 2 levels. That's a record for the least amount of levels in one stream. That was 1 level. 2 if you count the tutorial. The story didn't feel long though. I don't think the story is very long. We just had a long intro with talking about all the other stuff. Lengthwise, the story feels pretty good. Didn't feel like it was dragging on at all, didn't. So, that's nice. But we will be back tomorrow at this. We ain't stopping. So until then, may the sands of time treat you well.